The first year, beginning in 1972, Kenneth Deere, who was one of the group of people who really got started the club, had the idea for a canoe club.
Every teen in town wanted to be involved, and including myself. Once I got on the water and saw what it was all about, I knew this was the activity I wanted to be involved with.
I've been hanging out at the canoe club from 1972, and I wasn't permitted to paddle because I was 1 year too young, but I hung out here anyways, and every single day I came and every day I asked, can I paddle? No, you can't.
In 1972, 71 and 72, I was the counselor for our students at Billings High School. And the kids there were complaining that there's nothing to do in the summer, you know. And I was talking to my friends about some of this, and particularly Joe Curette, and we were walking around town, and we said, you know, we have all this water out here. How come? Why can't we just have a canoe club, you know? And one of the things that was really good about paddling is that it was open for boys and girls. So, like the sports that we had were like lacrosse and maybe softball, and mostly male-oriented and very little for the girls. But with the canoeing, you could put girls that had girls working, you know. So and girls kayak, and so the interest just skyrocketed among the young people.
The first year, we had no clubhouse. We had boats, as many might know. We had boats who had been basically, they'd come across boats and had been donated by an extinct club called Grand Trunk.
To join the Canadian Canoe Association, though, we had to form a club, officially a club, and we went to a Carleton Place to talk about it with myself, my wife Glenda, Brenda Rice, Joe Curette, Gloria Curette. I think Randy Peterson came along too, and we went there to see what a real club was like, and that's when the decision was made. Let's do this, you know. And then on the way home, we came up with the name Onake, you know, and the Onake Paddling Club, and also the design. Joe Curette, we talked about different ways of doing that, and Joe Curette came up with our logo, you know, and just send that car ride home from Ottawa to Kahnawake. Then we had, in order to join the association, we had to have a charter. So we got a charter from some club. Some club loaned us as a draft, and we just copied it and changed it around. You know, so that's it.
Well, we started with the bare bones because another canoe club had lent us boats, but we didn't know the sport. We didn't know how large of a sport it was. We knew we were going to go to a regatta. We knew we were going to race. So what little we had was enough for us.
It was just exciting because there were a lot of young people, and I think what was really a big thing and why the club was so popular that summer and for the following number of summers was because there wasn't a lot to do in the community for young people.
There was kids. I wouldn't doubt that every single kid my age was here, younger and older. As we grew, the new ones came. There were literally hundreds of kids here every day.
That's part of, I think, the attraction was that this was outdoors. It was fun. You could get involved at whatever level you wanted. You know, everybody was starting from scratch.
But it was exciting. And because we did it in a team boat, in a war canoe, everyone else had the same first time experience of being excited, being on the water, not too sure what we were doing, but it was fun.
Then we had some individual success, especially with Alwyn Morris, when, you know, winning our first national or Canadian championship, and so it was just an exciting time to be involved.
To look up to Alwyn, it was an honor to look up to him. He was a hero.
It was a tremendous boost for the club because he was idolized by kids, and they wanted to be like him, and they wanted to see him, and he showed what was necessary and what was needed to be successful.
I was a pretty shy kid, and so I came here the first day, hated it. Came back the second day, liked it a little better. And the rest is history. I kind of never left after that.
What brought me here was, it was close to my house, and my older sister worked here to begin with, and after that I was hooked. Just coming from first experience, I was hooked after that.
It's just so relaxing. I always talk about how it's a perfect, especially racing, it's a combination of there's technique to it, right? There's a very specific technique that you have to learn and pick up, and so it becomes very like graceful. You have to be very like nice and flowy, but at the same time it's very competitive and very fast paced, and you know, you're racing, so it's really you get excited at the same time. We were committed to coming here after school, getting off the bus. I had my uniform on and I'd get right off the bus, change, and we'd get on the water like immediately, and it became our second home here.
I think the secret to our success is actually probably being a small community.
We worked really hard, we trained hard, and we benefited from it by winning races and making teams and doing well. And canoeing is one of those sports where there's no magic formula. You work hard and you receive the benefit.
We're like a family here, you know. You got everybody just hanging out with everybody. It's just really a nice, like laid back, but also, you know, serious in that we're training, but it's nice and calm in the sense that we're just doing everything together and just having a good time.
There's no stress. It's just you, nature. If you're in a crew, it's the joking, the talking. It's fun, yet it could be very competitive. Like almost everything we do, it becomes competitive.
The canoeing community in general are a very sharing community where they want to help. I mean, they're your competition in a race, but they also are happy when you do well.
Whether you're from Kahnawake or from Toronto or Vancouver, everyone has the same outlook. So no matter where you travel, you pull into a club and it's like you're home. I mean, everywhere we've ever gone, it's like you're still home.
I just love being on the water, by the water. I love to watch people paddle on the water. I love that we're sharing it with our youth and they're sharing it with their families. What brings me here just because I enjoy being here. But I feel everyone here is part of my family. We're part of a big paddling family.
Whether you take 10 years off or a year off or a couple weeks off, you can always come back here and know that it's going to be there for you to let off steam, to train, to get back into shape, to come back with your friends and rekindle those relationships from long ago.
But what was special about this 50th anniversary is it brought us back to the basic ideals of why we started here. The families were involved. We were back in war canoes. We were trying new stuff. The volunteers and the coaches were very supportive. So this year I thought was special because it was almost like the club was in the 70s.
The support is it's unmeasurable. It's unmeasurable. The amount of support we have for our athletes, the pride that Onake brings to Kahnawake, or the pride that Kahnawake brings to Onake. Like I said, it's immense. It's great. It's one of the childhood memories that are like very, very fond.
I love to want to paddle. It's once you paddle once, it gets in your blood and you can't let it go. If you come during the summer, you'll see like 9-year-olds, and they'll be here when they're 60. I'll guarantee you.
So now we have a new generation. Our paddlers have children, you know, and grandchildren who are paddling in the canoe, and it carries on a tradition in families. Yeah, and so that's good to have. I think it's a good tradition.
Onake to me is a place that you should be able to feel at home at, and that's how I've always felt as a kid. You know, I think there's a special place in everybody's heart who's passed through here.
You see the world from a different point of view when you're on the water looking at the land. But also we're lucky we have waters. Still we can go on. Like people pass and they might say, oh, it's just the bay, but for us, we appreciate the bay. We know when it's a nice day and that's a day you want to be on the water. So I do feel I guess it's calming, it's relaxing. It's empowering to be on the water. That's for me. That's the activity for me, and that's why I like to share it with as many people as I can.
It was a proud thing to paddle for Onake, knowing where we are, where we come from, and how many kids that we have in the community. And to accomplish what we accomplished was, it's very satisfying. It is a staple in Kahnawake, and I think that every child in Kahnawake should have the opportunity to go there regardless of their whatever, anything. Everybody should go and try out paddling. We might have a diamond in the rough that's just sitting on the couch playing video games right now. It could be there. Go out to Onake, give it a shot. You might love it. You will like it, but you might love it.
But I'm mostly proud for the kids and for the community, and that the presence of Onake Paddling Club, the image it projects outside the community as well. You know, and I think it's still the only native racing canoe club. I think, and so that's still very, very, very special. And I hope parents will encourage their kids to continue the tradition of paddling here in Kahnawake into the future. And I just want to thank the community at large for supporting the club, and hope they will continue to support it into the future.